Yeah, so this live caught my attention because while these prompts were sitting on the screen, I heard a black man say that white women are superior. Always causes pause because it's one thing to talk about preference. It is another thing to start talking about people through the language of better, superior, more feminine, better in relationships. That is a different framework entirely. Of course, this is bigger than black men. I've heard non-white men across different backgrounds use this same framework when talking about European women in relation to their own women. So I'm isolating one group. I am pointing to a pattern. And the pattern becomes interesting when you follow the logic, because by that logic, white men would also have to be superior, right? Well, that's where the reasoning suddenly stops. The same men who will place European women above their own women will immediately resist placing European men above themselves. So now the hierarchy becomes selective, and that selectiveness reveals something deeper, because statements like this reveal far more about the internal condition of the person making the claim than the women being discussed. How disconnected you must feel from yourself, how insecure you must feel within yourself, how insignificant you must feel within yourself, how deeply you must associate value, femininity, softness, desirability, and status with proximity to European standards. That becomes visible, and then the projection, the dissatisfaction, the imbalance, the insecurity, all of it gets projected outward onto the woman. So now the woman becomes the explanation for what is unresolved within the man. And again, preference is one thing. People are free to like who they like, yet superiority is a different conversation. That language is dominance language. That language is hierarchy language. And what I keep noticing is how often people claim to reject supremacy while still organizing attraction, relationships, and human value through supremacy logic. That is the pattern. That's why these conversations matter, because now we're no longer talking about dating. We're talking about imitation. We're talking about how deeply dominance frameworks shape perception, even inside communities that claim to reject those same frameworks.